Welcome back to Grammar Grade 12. It's good to have you here. This is Unit 11, Lesson 81, and today we're looking at 3 small but useful jobs the comma does. 3 places where a single comma keeps your writing clear and polite. First, when you speak straight to someone by name. Second, when you tack a little question onto the end of a statement. And third, when you write a letter, at the greeting and at the sign-off. None of these are hard. They just take a good ear and a little practice. Let's get started. Here's the plan for today. All 3 of these uses share one idea. The comma sets certain words off from the rest of the sentence, marking a small pause your reader can hear. First, direct address, the name of the person you're speaking to. Second, tag questions, a short question you add onto the end of a statement, like, aren't you? Or, isn't it? And third, letters, the comma after the greeting and after the closing. 3 jobs, 1 friendly little mark. Let's take them one at a time. Start with direct address. That's the grammar name for a simple thing, naming the person you're talking to right inside the sentence. When you call someone by name, you set that name off with a comma. If the name comes at the start, put a comma after it. Maya, please hand me the map. The comma tells the reader that first word is who I'm speaking to, not part of the action. And if the name comes at the end, put a comma before it. Please hand me the map, Maya. Same idea, same little pause. The name is set apart from the rest of the sentence. Sometimes the name lands right in the middle of the sentence. When that happens, you need a comma on both sides, one before the name and one after. You know, Sam, that plan could actually work. Notice the 2 commas fencing Sam off from the words around him. Here's a quick way to check yourself. Try lifting the name out. You know, that plan could actually work. The sentence still stands on its own. That tells you the name really is an interruption, and interruptions get set off with commas on both sides. Now the second job, tag questions. A tag question is a short little question you tag onto the end of a statement to check whether the other person agrees. You're coming to the concert, and then you add, aren't you? That aren't you is the tag, and you set it off with a comma. You're coming to the concert, aren't you? A few more. It's freezing out here, isn't it? They finished the project, didn't they? In every one, the statement comes first, then a comma, then the tag, and a question mark at the very end. The comma marks the spot where the statement stops and the question begins. The third job shows up whenever you write a letter or a note. 2 places take a comma. First, the greeting, what we call the salutation, of a friendly, informal letter. Dear Grandma, comma. Dear Anna, comma. That comma right after the name greets the reader warmly. Second, the closing, and this one is true for every letter, friendly or formal. Your friend, comma. Sincerely, comma. Love, comma. Whatever words you sign off with, a comma follows before your name. So in a friendly letter, both the greeting and the closing get a comma at hello, and a comma at goodbye. Here's a nice contrast worth tucking away. Everything we just said about the greeting comma is for friendly, informal letters. But when you write a formal business letter, the greeting takes a colon instead of a comma. Dear Mr. Chen, colon. Dear hiring manager, colon. So it's Dear Grandma, comma, for a friendly note, but Dear Mr. Chen, colon, for a business letter. One small difference in tone. And notice, this only changes the greeting. No matter which kind of letter you write, the closing still takes a comma. Sincerely, comma, every time. Let's boil all of this into a quick check. 1. Am I calling someone by name in the sentence? If so, set that name off with a comma. 1 comma at the edge, 2 if it's in the middle. 2. Did I add a little question at the end, like, aren't you, or didn't they? Put a comma right before it. 3. Am I writing a letter? Then a comma after a friendly greeting, and a comma after the closing, always. And keep the one exception in your back pocket. A business greeting takes a colon, not a comma. Run those 3 questions, and your commas will land in the right spots. Let's practice. In this first set, I'll read you a sentence, and your job is to say where the comma belongs. Think about direct address and tag questions. Pause the video and decide before I reveal each answer. Could you turn down the music, Leo? Here we're speaking straight to Leo, and his name sits at the end of the sentence. That's direct address, so we need a comma before the name. Could you turn down the music, comma, Leo? You already fed the dog, didn't you? The main statement is you already fed the dog, and then we tag on a little question, didn't you? A tag question gets a comma before it. You already fed the dog, comma, didn't you? Honestly, Priya, that was the best speech all night. Here, the name Priya lands in the middle of the sentence, so it needs a comma on both sides to fence it off. Honestly, comma, Priya, comma, that was the best speech all night. Now the second set. These focus on letters, the greeting and the closing, plus that one business letter contrast. Decide what punctuation belongs, then I'll reveal the answer. Here's the greeting of a note to a cousin. Dear Rosa, blank. A note to a cousin is a friendly, informal letter, so the greeting takes a comma. Dear Rosa, comma. Now the closing of a thank you letter. Sincerely, blank. The closing of any letter, friendly or formal, always takes a comma before your name. Sincerely, comma. Last one, the greeting of a job application. Dear Miss Okafor, blank. A job application is a formal business letter, and here's our exception. The business greeting takes a colon, not a comma. Dear Miss Okafor, colon. Let's gather it all up. First, direct address. When you call someone by name, set the name off with a comma. 1 comma if it's at the edge, 2 if it sits in the middle. Second, tag questions. When you add a short question to the end of a statement, put a comma before it, like, aren't you? Or, didn't they? And third, letters. Use a comma after a friendly greeting and after every closing, while a business greeting takes a colon instead. Underneath all 3, it's the same idea. The comma marks a small pause your reader can hear. Next time, in Lesson 82, we'll flip things around and look at the misuse of commas, the spots where writers add a comma that doesn't belong. I'll see you there.